Hello. Okay, so today we're going to do some review. We're going to talk more about dimes and skip counting by dimes, and then we're going to count some change, pennies, nickels, dimes together. So it's helpful if you have some change at your house. Maybe you have a piggy bank, or maybe there's a place in your house where your parents put spare change, some place where you can get a few coins, or you can ask to borrow some change. You don't need a lot, just a handful of pennies, nickels, and dimes. So to review, here is our penny with Abraham Lincoln on the front. This one says 1 cent on the back. So some of them say 1 cent. Others have the Lincoln Memorial on the back. So we know we count by ones when we count pennies. And then we have our nickel, which this is a newer nickel. I don't have any older nickels. Has the front face of Jefferson and Monticello, where he lived, on the back. And our nickel is slightly bigger than our penny, and it is silver. And then we have dimes, and dimes are our smallest coin. There's the front, there's the back. And we count by tens. And we know how to count by tens: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or $1. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll do some counting of dimes. All right, here we are. Okay. So we're going to count our dimes. So most important thing to remember is just to kind of like keep your place. It's easy, especially if I know some of you know, like, you're counting by tens and you can count so quick, but it's important to make sure that you're counting with your coin, because if you're counting so fast, you may end up thinking you have more money than you do. So it's important to take your time and be accurate. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 cents. And so as you can see, I made a little mark there. Sometimes I'll do that on my paper just so I can keep track of what I've counted. Especially too, if you get like distracted, or, I'll make like just a little pencil mark so I know that I've counted that. So 90 cents. And here we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents. If I have less coins, I may not do that. Like here, we just have 1 dime. We know 1 dime is 10 cents. All right, so this isn't the right one. I wanted to show what happens if we have more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dimes here. So 9 dimes equals 90 cents. If I have 1 more dime, if I have 10 dimes, then guess what? That would be 100 cents. Another way we can write that is $1. Now, what happens if I have more than 10 dimes? So, just a second, I'm going to stop sharing because I accidentally saved the wrong one. So hold on just a second. No, I don't want that one. Take it all ready, and then sometimes I make mistakes. That's going to be the one that you are going to do on your own. So I did a couple of them for you, but let me find counting dimes. There it is. Here we are. I need to save it so I can write on it. All right. See, even in our recorded lessons, got to mess with pulling up our stuff. All right, here it is. Okay. So it says count the dimes, write the amount. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents here. They even have it up here. You can count by dimes like that. So we have 60 cents. I can't make that little, I'm just gonna put a C. I can't make the C with the line through it. That's our symbol for cents. Now, I wanna skip down here to number 4 where we see we have more than 10 dimes. So if we were to skip counting by tens, then we would have 10, I'm gonna make my little mark so I know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So we have 140 cents. And we can write it like that. We can write 140 cents. We can also write it, when we get to 100, we could say it's $1 and start counting $1 beyond that. So let's count that again, like that. So I've got, this time I'm gonna put a mark like this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or $1, $1.10, $1.20, $1.30, $1.40. So we have $1.40, and we write it like that. We put a decimal here, and this shows that we have, I know we haven't talked a lot about fractions, and decimals are kind of something we'll probably get more into in third grade, but it represents, we have one whole dollar and we have part of another dollar. Just like here, we don't have a whole dollar. We have less than $1. We have part of $1. So we can actually write that like this. We have the 60 cents, or we have $0 and 60. And that's, so we can write it like that. But I just wanted to show you that when you have more than $1, then you can keep counting $1.10, $1.20, $1.30, $1.40, $1.50, $1.60, $1.70, and you can keep going. You get to $2, then you can go $2.10, $2.20, and so on and so on. Okay? So there's our counting by dimes. Now, our next thing that we are going to do is we're just going to count a mixture of coins. So whenever we have our coins, it's helpful to put them in order from the greatest coin, so the coin that has the greatest value, to the least greatest. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment and I'll show you. So let's say I have a dime, a nickel, and a penny. Well, the one with the greatest value is the dime. Even though it's the smallest, out of these 3 coins, it is worth the most. It is worth 10 cents. So I will put that first. Then my next greatest value of coin is the nickel, and then the penny. So I have a dime, a nickel, and a penny. So I have 10, 15, I'm going to count up one more to 16 cents. Okay? So we can skip count to help us find the total amount. If I had 2 dimes, it's kind of hard for you to see my hand. Where are we here? There we go. So if I have 2 dimes, a nickel, and a penny, I'm going to put it in order, and I'm going to start with my dimes. I have 10, 20, now I'm going to skip count it by 5, 25, 26. So I have 26 cents here. So it's helpful to have your change and to like touch it. So that way when it changes, you can see that it changes and you're gonna change what you skip count by. All right, so let's try it. It's like a bit of a brain exercise here. Okay, so in this hand, so it says circle the hand with 7 cents. So here we have a nickel and 2 pennies, and here we have a dime and 2 pennies. A nickel and 2 pennies, well, we have 5, 6, 7 cents. And here the dime and 2 pennies is 10, 11, 12. So we would circle this hand, the left hand. I'm not gonna circle it because I'm just gonna do that. If I circle it, it'll just, yeah, it gets funky. All right, how much money is shown? We have 2 nickels and a penny. So I can put the values here to help me remember. If it'll let me write it. Nah. See, that's what happens when you make a circle. All right, just for uniformity. Okay, now I can skip count to find the total. So I have 5, 10, 11. So I have 11 cents. And remember, I would put my line through that cents. Maybe it'll let me. It's a big line. There we go. 11 cents. All right. This says circle the coin that is worth 10 cents. Well, we just learned about those. That's a dime. And remember, the dime is the smallest. And it's this one here. Here's our dime. All right. This says how much money is shown. Well, we have a dime and a nickel. So our dime is worth 10 and our nickel is worth 5. So I can add 10 plus 5, or I can skip count 10, 15. I have 15 cents. There we go. Okay. So your work today, you will be counting just by dimes, and then you will be counting some amounts of change that are a combination of dimes, nickels, pennies. So if you need to have, that's why I recommend, like, if you have real money at home that you can have in front of you and touch, and just remember, like, you know, or you can write on your paper if that helps you, like how I did, to show, like, every time you see a dime, put 10. Every time you see a nickel, put 5. Every time you see a penny, put 1. So that reminds you that when you're counting, how much you're gonna go up by, okay? So it's a skill that we practice, and pretty soon, when you're, you know, you've practiced this a lot, you'll be able to, like, have a handful of change like this and, like, look at it and kind of see. I mean, even though, you know, can kind of order it in your head and then just count it. Like here, I pulled out, I've got 4 quarters. I know that's $1. I've got a dime, 2 nickels, and a penny. So that's 21 cents. I have $1.21 in my hand. There you go. So practice, have fun counting your money, and I'll see you next time.